All right, so here's the moment of truth. That's right. 47 minutes left and Forge past season 3. And there it is, completed. That is the big moment. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the big moment. The big moment is the well. First off, should we change our icon? Because we can. Where is it? Put it to the Forge Pass one. Fuck you. We're staying the fucking Gaelic for life. All right, we have 118 ancients, and there's a guaranteed event for this guy at 140. I don't particularly want him because, well, I don't particularly need him. But there's a possible chance this weekend I just hit 140 because I'm going to buy more here. That's 11 more. That puts me close to 130. It's just possible from clan bosses, you know. So if we do hit it, that's a thing, and I'll take it for whatever. But we have 118 there. We are 147 to Mercy. I'm just going to track Mercy for Ancients. That is Legos because there's 2 million account. So yeah, we're gonna get Legos, at least one, because I'm at Mercy. So that's not the part that's confusing here. One thing I want to do is I want to turn my fucking volume up. I want to hear these goddamn cracks, you know. I hear these fucking pulls happen. All right, here we go. Hoping for best case scenario. Just to reiterate what our mega pulls are. None of these are mega pulls, to be honest. I'm thinking about clan boss things. Fushan, Draco. Those are the biggest ones. And then Iron Brago. Those are the big 3. There's tons of ones that are great for progression. Yeah, Ignatius is fantastic. Big Un's fantastic, yada yada. Fushan, Iron Brago, Draco. Those are the big 3. All right, here we go. We're going to see some gold. I can't yell. It's 4 a.m. But we're hoping for gold. Epics we're still missing. Vrask is the biggest, probably. First 10 are a total dud. I made room. We have a lot of as much room as I can have here. But Vrask is a big one for epics. Taurus is a really nice one for epics. Steel Skull's a dupe, fantastic. Love to see. Oh, also just dupes. Dupes would be fine, also, to be honest, because yeah, dupes are good because we want the coins for buying Fushan if we don't actually pull Fushan eventually in life. We'd rather just have Fushan in our grasp. Is this 2 times on? What is happening here? Okay, and Grimskin. Grimskin might be new. I'm not sure. He's terrible, though. But he might be new. That's 177 we're at now. Okay. 177 Ancients. Here we go. Without seeing a Lego. It's coming any second now. Cagebreaker also might be new. I think we have his partner piece, Towering Titan. Yeah, we do. Okay, we have Cagebreaker and Towering Titan. I thought they're supposed to have a thing together, but I guess they don't. I don't know. They've been tripping balls. Because they have something together, don't they? Cagebreaker, Towering Titan. Towering Titan, Cagebreaker. What does it say? We'll transfer percent of damage to Cagebreaker to this champion during battle. It's pretty fucking terrible. Alright, cool. Legos. Where are the Legos? Or just epics? Wow, we are just getting absolutely milked right now. We are having incredibly bad luck. This I do not like. I'd love to see some big old gold here. Anything? Arndolf, not good for us at all. Snorting Thug, not good for us at all. This is the max life one, or this is the buff one? This is the buff one. He's pretty bad. 197, I think. Okay. Next set of 10 here. We must be getting gold. We're close to 200 ancients without seeing any gold now. This is a tremendous amount. Wuji. Is she new? She looks new. That might be new. AoE block buffs, perfect veil counterattack. Seems pretty shit. Oh, I'm full. We can make room. Hold on. Alright, I made some more food. Back to the pulls we go. So far, no legendary, but we know it's coming. Korgan the Crown, have it, don't want it. Vogoth, don't have it. Missionary, whatever. Where's the gold? You know, where's the gold? Vogoth, fantastic champion, by the way. Maybe faction war is fantastic. Where is the gold? Any second now. It's got to be coming. We're into Mercy now. Come on. Gold? Holy shit, I gotta make more room. What the fuck? Alright, next 28 here. Gold has to be coming any second now because we are just so deep into this. Lich is not good at all. any gold on the horizon. Holy fuck, we're so dry this run. This is like one of the worst shard pulling sessions I've ever had. This is 120 ancients and seemingly nothing. This, I mean, it has to be in this next 8. I was at 137, so I'm at 247 ancients into Mercy. What the fuck? What is that even? 5 for after 200. The next odds are like guaranteed in this next 8, I think. I think it's about to be like I think this is like a 50-50 at the moment, each shard. Unless my math is wrong. I'm pretty sure like these shards are like close to 50-50s right now. I'm like at a loss for words. How unlucky I've been. Alright, another Wuji. Okay. Thanks, Wuji. What? How is this possible? How am I so dry? The Mercy, I'm like 60 into Mercy. This is like a... What is happening here? Oh my god, how is it possible? So here's the moment of truth. That's right. 47 minutes left and forge. I'm watching the video back because I don't believe. Where's Show My Mercy? More here. That's 11. I'll go into Mercy. I'm just going to track 147, and I pulled 118. Okay, 147 plus 118. I'm 265 in Mercy for Ancients. After 200 summons at Legendary, 5% increase per shard. 5% increase per shard. Sorry, 270 Ancients. 70. Confused myself. Wait, I just pulled 6. No, that's 65. But 271. Jesus Christ. 271. But how? How am I at 271 Ancients? All right, I found the issue. My count got fucked up, but the last thing I pulled that was being tracked was actually Holsring. Where the fuck he is now. I don't know where the fuck he's gone. He's gone forever. There he is. He was, and I pulled, I think, 15 Ancients between him. So I'm currently not into Mercy. I'm at 150-ish. Or 140-ish dry. Still doesn't excuse the fact that I didn't pull a Lego in 124 Ancients here. But we have the entire weekend to hopefully pull more. Ideally. We'll get one there. Maybe have a login somewhere. Nope, not going to hit a login. But we'll hit enough gems to buy at least one more. Maybe from Market. Market just reset, so who knows there. And yeah, Clan Boss is their last bastion. But we're at almost max rewards. We're going to max rewards over the weekend. So there's that. But yeah, this is beyond disappointing. This is like the worst fucking time ever. I'll pull one Void just for sadness. Because, you know, one Pity Void is the way to go. That's just making fun of me. This is just mocking me. Nothing but mocking me. I pull a Void, I hit an Epic, and it's a Gaellen. It's fucking Scathix number 4? 3? I don't even know. God, I hate him so much. How many Scathixes do I have? 3. Got 3 little lizard men looking at me. 2 more Ancients. We're at 131 and 32 for the weekend. That's blue. And next up is purple orc. Nope. Nope, that's not orc. It's Skinwalker. It's Ripper. That's Ripper. Spin, Ripper, spin. Look at him go. I mean, I'm even missing. I think I've probably finished my faction guardians for everyone, honestly. I think the orc ones, I guess I'm missing. Huh, surprised. Lizard one I have. When you look at this, I just can't fill it out because it fucks with my clan boss team. The one thing I do have here is probably the finished event. Let's double check. What place am I in? Alright, Champion Chase is done. 6th. I'm in 6th place. Okay, maybe I'll get some gems if I'm lucky. But worst case scenario, some books, some chickens. I have. How many multi-battles even have left? Enough? 30. Okay, I can eat the energy. That's fine. Gobble it up. There's, I guess we'll talk about it right now. There's some really, really good news. For the first time in 2 years since the Gaellen Pact account has started, there is a fragment that is going to be up for grabs within the Gaellen Pact. And it is amazing also. Here it is. Mighty Ukko. Okay. Big old legendary force support for skinwalkers. Big pig god. This dude is amazing. Okay. AoE A1, decrease attack. Fantastic A1 already. A2, attacks on enemies 2 times. Each hit will have a 100% chance when booked for sure to remove a random buff. And then if they have no buffs, it puts on block buffs and decrease accuracy. This is probably booked down to 3 turns. Insane. How far can I zoom in? Not that much. His A3, it's a revive all team with 40% HP, then a block damage. Then he puts on an increased speed on all allies for 2 turns. He puts the speed buff even if there's no dead allies. Okay? Which means he'll probably do this no matter what as part of his rotation. It's probably booked down to a 5-turn cooldown. Passive has a 50% chance of stealing a random buff from any enemy each time they receive a buff, which is insane. Now, if this books up, that's gross. There's no cooldown on it, which is also gross. This is just all the time. Any stolen buff becomes protected. This dude will be gobbling up all the buffs. Okay, the mighty Ukko. And he has an aura speed in all battles. Fantastic champion. So, I will have seemingly no problem to get him because I'm sitting on this amount of fucking energy and refills. So I can max out my arena tournament. I can do tag team. I can do all the dungeons as much as I want. Shouldn't have a problem either way. An alternative thing I could do is I could do my dailies. I could do my advanced, if I can. And I can actually start hoarding energy right now. So I'm at 500 today. If I wanted to, I can actually hoard up to probably a couple thousand by the time he rolls around. I think we're actually going to do that. So I'm not going to run my multi-battles every day. I'm just going to run the bare minimum to complete my dailies and my advanced if I have to. And aside from that, we're going to be hoarding the entire time. And I think this will actually be better if I just hoard. So we're gonna hoard energy, try to get to a couple thousand, which shouldn't be an issue, before he launches. I think it's in a week or so. And yeah, that'll just be a nice little buffer we're at. So we're gonna hoard until then. All right, so this is the Altar of Souls. This is the new function that is the Awakening setting. I actually lost the footage for this, so I'm dubbing over it as we speak. You'll see the Soul Market, the Soul Merchant, Soul Collection, Awaken, Soul Stone, Summons. This is the entire infrastructure set up for this. You have the currency used to purchase it, and you accrue that from fighting the Iron Twins. And then sometimes you get little nuggets from events and whatnot. There's a bunch of Perfect Souls, which are the ones used to start awakening people. Then you have the Split Souls, which are used to continue awakening people. It refreshes twice a day, which is, well, it's pretty nice. It's actually something you check pretty often because you want to see if you can get that first tier. For a lot of people, it's a pretty big deal. Now, the actual souls themselves are used to unlock the blessings. The blessings are in, as you can see on screen, 4 different loose categories, of which there are 6 different things broken into 3 different rarity categories: rare, epic, legendary, and light, dark, war, and chaos. These do a litany of different things, from different arena benefits, different clan boss benefits, wave clearing, CC, extra damage, armor reduction, the list goes on. There's a couple of big ones that you'll see as we go through them, but the biggest ones are the Meteor, which is, I think, under the Dark section, or the Chaos section for legendary, and then under the Dark section there's the Cruelty, and then the Shadow something. There's like 3 different ones that are good for damage, basically. And they're really important to get for, especially for Cruelty on Clan Boss. Reduces his defense, his armor. And then the Meteor one, the Smite one, lets you apply a debuff that drops it down. So Cruelty and then Phantom Touch are the 2 big damaging ones in the Dark Blessing. And then Chaos, I believe, has the Smite one, which is huge for damage. Lightning Cage on screen isn't bad too. That one's pretty good. That one actually buffs you versus the enemy. So Smite is a debuff. Phantom Touch and Cruelty aren't debuffs. They're just passive damage reductions. So Smite's really, really strong. It does a percentage-based damage kind of like War Master, but it has a much higher cap. So it hits like 500k versus 50k. But it does occupy a debuff slot. So something to keep in mind. Now, if your Clan Boss team has a legendary, you want at least one person with that Brimstone bottom right one. That's the Smite one right there. That's the big one. If you get someone that has that, that's giga damage. So even buying a level 1 Awakening gets you that. So in the dungeon section is actually the Iron Twins. They have a rotating affinity, kind of like the keeps do. And you have 6 keys a day you could just run through. You want to progress to as far as you can so you get the highest tier of rewards spent. There's a couple initial bonus milestones, kind of like Faction Wars has. When you kill those first bosses, you get like a big chunk. And there is some things to know about the affinity. There is like, you do want to be on the same affinity as him versus the stronger affinities. So it's more beneficial. However, he has such weird mechanics that it really, from my perspective, makes kind of a negligible difference. Like comp is better than affinity in this regard. Now, the most important things to know is like you always want to keep decreased speed on him, and he doesn't really take much damage from hits, and repetitive hits do like no damage. So poison's super, super huge on him. Here's me fighting him right now. You want to have a good team that could like basically sustain decreased speed on him, do large amounts of single hits, and then percentage-based damages. And the other thing is, it's all based on the Ironclad debuffs. You see my team has this debuff stacking on them, except for my Horde Freeze. And that's because you need a ton of resistance to prevent this from happening, like 300-400 minimum, even up to stage 10. And you, if possible, want to put on decreased accuracy on him, because he's such an asshole when it comes to actually like putting his debuff on you. And after like 30-40 stacks of it, you pretty much get one shot. But if you do die and get resurrected or revive on death, it wipes off. So it can't be cleansed. It's irremovable, but you can actually wipe it off. And when you wipe it off, you come back pretty much fresh. Now, you do have to have a really good team that can like heal themselves and top themselves up. So things like Chris putting on the continuous heals and extending your own strengthens and decreased defense and that sort of stuff is super, super valuable. If you can somehow get someone who does do increased res or has decreased accuracy, makes a pretty big difference. I think Deliana is a good pick for that. There's a couple other ones. It's kind of a rare thing to have, is increased resistance or decreased accuracy on the same person. I'm not sure if anyone actually fits that bill, maybe, but that would be the thing you'd want to have most of. All of his abilities basically are revolving around the Ironclad thing. The more Ironclads you have, the harder he hits, the faster he goes, yada, yada, yada. But as long as you keep him decreased, speeded constantly, he's pretty neutered when it comes to how fast he goes. He's not going to be like looping you, kind of like when you're fighting Griffin on Doom Tower hard. He just takes turn for turn for turn, so it's not too bad. And you can cleanse off his other buffs. So basically you want to have like a chunky team that could resist or revive on death, and at least have one person. So for me, I built my Horde Freeze super, super high on the resistance meter, just set aside to basically stay alive in a regen set, res people as they die periodically. That way, I can keep the team flowing and keep the Ironclad stacks refreshing on my people. That's my loose strategy. So here's the actual Soulstone shop. So after you run a bunch of him, you get to purchase things from the market and then use them to awaken people. You can actually have a favorite system set up to where you could like have a preferred wish list of getting certain things. You'll see the wish list in the top right. I'm not sure. Do I click it right now? We're watching this in real time together. Well, you can see the 2 different Soulstones. Immortal ones are the ones you get the most. That's the first tier Soulstone. They get you 1 to 6 star of all of them. The rates, by the way, are not the same for shards. Getting a Lego is like 1 in 5 or something, or sorry, 5% versus like 0.5%. So you see them every now and again. So pretty much every day you purchase your mortal Soulstone you got from the day before, assuming you're pushed up to a decent level of what's it called, Ironclad. And every time you open up 10, you get like a nice little nugget of benefit. I'm at the point now on the account where I pushed up to like 11, 12, which you'll see in future episodes. So I am accruing more than normal. But yeah, here's me opening some. There's like a 1-star Painsmith kind of shit. And then we have, what's next? It's like we're watching it together again for the first time. We have, ooh, it's an epic, and it's Sandlash. That's right. She's from my Clan Boss team. This is perfect. Yeah, these are really nice to have the Awakens for, because they let you get a nice little benefit of damage. I believe I picked Cruelty, which is the smart decision to make here. This is going to get me the blessing to put on some amount of extra benefit from that character. So for Sandlash, the benefit is reducing, I think it's defenses from cruelty. Yep, so there's me choosing the Dark Blessing for cruelty. That's going to have a periodic reduction of defense for the clan boss that caps at 5%. But 5% defense is like not a negligible amount. That does transist between all characters, so it's like if I have multiple people, I reach the 5% faster because it's a chance to apply 1% a hit, but the rate is actually only increased to apply, not, doesn't stack. So here's the wish list setting. This is what we pick in the wish list to prioritize people. I think it's twice as likely to pull someone after they've been on my wish list, which for some reason I didn't discover until after I pulled all of my shards, because I am a mental giant. So in the wish list setting, it doubles the chance. You could pick one of each, but here's the annoying part, kind of. You can obviously pull soul shards for people you don't have yet, but you can only assign wish lists to people you have. So I can't put a soul wish list for Draco, even if I don't have a Draco or a Kreela or whatever. I have to pick people I have, and that might necessarily be people I want to put on my list. Also, you can't pick multiple and have it be ×6, which sucks for, if I have 2 man-eaters and I want to build double man-eater comp, I can't put on 2 man-eaters in the wish list. I just have to wait to pull 2, so I kind of pick who I pick, but it's like, just pick all the people you use for your clan boss priority, because clan boss benefits the most, but realistically, after, epics don't really benefit massively from blessings compared to legendaries, but legendaries are way better because of brimstone and smite and that sort of stuff, but it's still pretty okay. Anyway, I pull more shards, get more people. I'll be doing this all the time going forward. Really just wanted to go over the system, which is basically you doing Iron Twins every day. You do your 6 keys. You could buy more keys for 150 gems. I personally wouldn't do that, but you can if you want to. And maybe sometimes you get the higher tier, the Immortal, the Eternal Soul Stones, which are much, much higher value, but I'm not at the point in the game where I'll be remotely close to doing that. From mine, I pulled a rare, unfortunately, which is quite unlucky, but yeah. And then the excess souls I just sell because I don't want them. I can awaken my pig boy because I just had one, and it's fun to have, but the rares don't really benefit too much from these sort of things. So the soul collection for me will pretty much be sold off if it's not someone I'm actively using. And you could sell these for the currency used to purchase the second tier, which is from the soul merchant, to purchase the awakened and split souls. So I can get more souls for more specific people from my immortal souls essences, and then I could spend my iron twins on buying soul stones. I currently don't see any point to not buy just the first soul stone, and saving for the other ones don't seem that beneficial. So for me, it's just mortal soul stones or nothing, and then just actively check twice a day at the soul merchant itself. Anyway, that's it for this whole awakened soul thing. We'll talk about it a lot more in the future, but here's some more gameplay leading up to the end of the episode as we await the big pig. It's the little hedgehog that could. You watching this, Death?
Yeah. Oh, is he just soloing Bobble? What the hell?
It's a little hedgehog that could. He's real close.
How much damage is the reflect doing? Any?
I don't really know. I see 0. Every now and then you see it.
He's just not dying though.
Well, he's a little hedgehog that could.
He's just taking it.
Degen Immortal.
Does he heal himself based on damage that he receives or something?
No. He just his A2 just heals him by half.
That's
he's
Plus
regenning
it stacks with his masteries and regenning is 18% a turn.
The boss bops him, gets leech. All his abilities are stronger.
And
he just goes to town.
He also just takes
He's
1,000
doing a damn
turns.
good job.
He's
making this look really
he's the little hedgehog that could.
The fact that he's surviving 2 bombs at a time is pretty.
This was a great pull for your account.
It really was. I just gotta get a.
Who do you got?
The hedgehog.
Snick track.
Snick track.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
He's a hedgehog.
Snick.
No.
He's dick crack.
He's a hedgehog.
He's snick track.
Well, you don't have hedgehogs at home?
They have cities.
He might die here.
Nah.
No, he's fine.
He is a powerful little hedgehog. He's a very good boy.
He is a very good boy.
Book it?
Oh, he's maxed.
That was a little close there.
Oh, he gets a little close a lot of times. Doesn't matter. He succeeded.
Nice. Void shard in the bag.
Little hedgehog that
Pull the
could.
void. I pulled the void. I got.
Said pull the void?
Raid again. Yeah, don't pull the void.
Oh, don't pull the void.
Hold on, you won't. Pussy, you won't.
No,
I don't think I will.
Yeah, that's what I
We've
thought.
we've got
Pussy
like
boy.
we've
Got
got
big
mighty
old-
pigs to
There's
unlock.
definitely
We got,
not
we
a
got
ton
big
of
pigs
shards.
to get first.
Yeah.
I gotta show. Hold on. Look at my screen in 2 seconds. I gotta record this for the next Gaellen Pact. I don't know how I did this. Look at my event points.
Oh my god.
390, 59 out of 360. This thing ends in 4 hours. I just lost an ancient shard because of 1 point. I don't even know how I did this.
Oh, you
bricked your
can't get.
account.
You can't get more.
No, it's capped for the day. I'm at 99.90.
You just like missed
One day,
or-
I guess I missed by 1 point at some point.
Oh.
Been monitoring the Soul Shop, right? We actually hit Fane is in here, so I'm gonna purchase that. Turvold, no, don't need a Raka, don't need Gerda, don't need Richthoff. So we did get Fane though, which is pretty fucking sick. Because Fane will be very useful to put Cruelty on her kit whenever I eventually go to get what's it called? The shit. I'm drawing a total blank. The unkillable team with the man-eaters and stuff. I definitely want to have that. So that's pretty sick. I have to go do today's dungeon is Force. Same team as last time. I'm just swapping out Shatterbones and putting in a Rain Beast. And we're pushing up from 7. So I'll see you when we hit a Waller at the top. Alright, I got my 3 daily doses of goodies here. I unfortunately wasn't able to get very high in the Iron Twins. My teams are not accurate. Like, they're just not working very well. I got to 8. I'm on 8. I just only was able to go 1 higher than before. So I'm just going to do the one below it because it's just less energy. Similar results. Not a big deal. I do have some more goodies here. Quick short update. Tomorrow's the day Big Pig begins. So we'll do a little summary before that. But let's pop my 3 things. I haven't hit a legendary yet. There's an epic and there's one I don't need. Okay. It's free monies though. I still have not hit a Lego. Oh, 4-star Terror Beast. That's interesting. Maybe I'll actually use that. He's not actually used. The problem, more epics. Oh, a Cult Brawler. I'll definitely use that. These are actually pretty good. Well, Cult Brawler will definitely put his on. That's without question. Because we're just going to give him... there should be some poison one. Let's just check real quick. I could do Cruelty also, just so they have 2 stacking Cruelties, which is the one in the dark section. It doesn't stack, but it goes up faster, right? It's 1 point per hit up to 5 per bosses, so it doesn't really make sense, I don't think. Personally, the attack is actually good. But that's one thing. Lethal Dose is the one. Increases the damage enemies receive from poison. Placement champion in arena. But that's just an arena, so, yeah, you know. This one says increase the damage enemies received by poison by 10%. That's an overall thing. I don't know if that's arena only right there. Doesn't really specify arena in the second part, but I'm just going to assume it works in a similar way. We'll probably put on, use the Phantom Touch thing, see how that works. We'll leave that for him. Could be some additional single target damage there, but, yeah, also, we grabbed Fanes. I'm not sure if I showed that yet, but we grabbed Fanes. That'll be on Cruelty eventually. We'll leave it blank for now. And, yeah, we got some nice ones going on there, so I'm pretty happy with the results so far. One thing I want to highlight before Big Pig week starts, and that whole, you know, thing, is, Clan Boss is something we'll be working on very soon. We know we have both our man-eaters, and we're going to start to look at comps to set up, and I just wanted to briefly go over the process in which I basically identify, and you can too, you know, what to do for a Clan Boss team. So Deadwood Jedi is a guy who makes... He's a Clan Boss man. He makes the speed tunes. He aggregates the lists and he does all this stuff. He has a website that is just okay. It's better than nothing, and it could be a lot better, but it is still pretty jank. There's a calculator that we use as a Clan Boss calculator. We could briefly show you what it looks like. This is basically what it looks like, and it has different inputs for different champions. So say I pick Man-Eater here. Well, I set my exact speed, for example, 221 is the speed for Man-Eater. I set his exact delays on each of his abilities. So, and then I layer my entire team to do so. This is a whole lot of work that is basically you're just going to bypass it by using an actual tune from that someone else has. So some of the things we're going to look at, for example, is there are non-unkillable tunes you could do. For example, a 4-3, meaning you're taking 4 turns, Clan Boss is taking 3 turns. 1-1 is standard. 2-1 is pretty good. 3-2 means you're taking 3 turns for 2. So it's actually worse than that. And 3-1 is like crazy fast. 3 to 1 is you're talking, you have speed boosters, you have increased speed, you have speed leads, you have fucking everything. They're really, really fast. You require insane gear. For example, this arch helmet one requires your arch helmet being 301 speed exactly. Everyone actually for this is exact speeds, and you have to do this exact setup, otherwise you can't get this 3 to 1 turn. 3 to 1 teams that are unkillable will one shot, one key everything. They're one key Ultra Nightmare void only for this one specifically, but this is the type of things you look at. So for me, I'm looking at specifically Toon Champs regarding Maneater, okay, because I have Maneaters. That being said, there's a lot of things I can't do. For example, like a popular one, budget, Maneater, and Killable. Well, I don't have Painkeeper, so how do I make a team without Painkeeper? That's going to be part of it, right? That's going to be part of the looky-loo, because we're going to have to figure out what unkillable teams I could even use that don't use are using double Maneaters and no Painkeeper. So the budget Maneater and Killable is going to be one that uses Painkeeper. Warman Bat uses Helicath, and Seeker don't have those either. You could start to see the issue here with what I'm going to do. Now, there is some tunes I can use. I believe it's a 1-to-1 Maneater speed tune that is supposed to be worthwhile. Easy double Maneater. Yes. This is what I'm going to be looking into, which is 2 Maneaters, 3 DPS. It'll 2-key Ultra Nightmare. It'll work in all affinities, and it's easy to set up because there's nice brackets. I mean, I don't need exactly 28 speed. I need between 28 and 221. I don't need exactly 173 for my DPS. I need between 173 and 178. So it gives me a nice budget. And, the DPS I have are things like Feign, Occult Brawler, Razin. And, in a perfect world, we can actually probably get this maybe to a 1 key if I had the peak DPS, like a Dracomorph, a Kreela, some wild shit like that. But more likely than not, I'm going to try to make this into a 1-key team by speeding them up and getting a speed lead, of which there are not many in the Gaellen Pact, except for people like Fushan and what have you. And you can use another website that I use, Hell Hades, to figure that out, kind of. So on Hell Hades' website, you could check specific buffs among raid people. There's a buffs and debuffs section under new player guides. Is that it? And speed? Does this work? Loading. And yes, okay. So we need a speed in auto battle because there's no specific for clan boss. There's arena, Doom Tower, faction wars, but there's no one specific for clan boss. So we need all battles. So my options are basically Fushan, Big Pig, Nekmothar, and Uragrim. I'm not going to count Well, we'll look at the Lamabur anyway. Okay. So these are my basic options here for who I could actually mess with. So Lamabur does have a speed in all battle. Now, a couple things to look at is his kit. Does his kit make sense? Well, his A1 fills a random ally's turn meter, meaning it is already now inconsistent, and we can no longer use this character because it's going to throw off my speed tunes. Fine. Uragrim, I don't have. We're planning for the future. What does Uragrim do? Places poisons. The cleanse does nothing. Places more poisons. That's good. Poison placer, increased speed, possible usage. Nekmothar, don't have Nekmothar. What does he do? Well, his passive fills the turn meter of allies each time a debuff is removed, expires, or transfers. We can't plan around that either, so he's out, unfortunately. Big Pig, which is the Big Pig, which we will have at, come a little bit from now in the future, the time of this episode, but his passives are decrease attack, which we don't want because that's occupying debuff slots. His A2 is puts on block buffs and decrease accuracy, which we don't want because it occupies slots. His A3 is an increased speed, which we can tune around, but that's it. And then his passive steals buffs, which we don't really care about. So he's pretty shit as well. So he's out. So really it just comes down to Fushan or Uragrim as my 2 options for clan boss. And Fushan we're going to get from the shop eventually. And Uragrim is just, we've been trying forever to get him, and eventually we will. So those are 2 options, and if I basically do those, plus the double Maneater comp, if I make them, like, I'm just ballparking it, but maybe 30 speed faster, plus a Fushan, might be enough to sync up some, 3 to 2 versus a 1 to 1, and get us to clan boss team. But this is the amount of thought and process that goes into it. So in the coming months, you'll see me building a new clan boss team potentially, and then we'll see. We'll have to get into that more as we get closer. So as the weekend approaches, we have a 10 times for veiled summons coming up here. Well, not coming up. It's happening right now. Nobody I care about really at all. Couple Gaellens, but really no one I care about, and actually no void epics, which is interesting. I'm gonna be pulling predominantly voids today. But today is the start of the big pig. Today's the start of the mighty Ukko, right? And the man, the myth himself. And with him introduced also came a couple new champions, one of which is really cool, which is Skrank, which is a void ogre AoE HP burn, a proper one. So he's very, very good for us. Also interesting passive, great. Basically Spider champion. I think with him I should be able to get to Spider 24, no problem. He's a much better burn than Ultimate Gaelic, so looking forward to potentially pulling him. But that being said, we have one more reset on our Soul Merchant. No one I need there. No one I need there. All right. I'll check in another 10 hours. Yeah, this update's really cool. I really like the Awakening stuff. We've actually hit a lot of good people I want. We've hit a lot of good souls that I will use in the future for sure. We'll continue to mess with the people who we do have that have souls, like, you know, Occult Brawler and Horfreeze and Fane and Sandlashed, and see the impact they have on Clan Boss. And next chapter for us lies in the Big Pig, our first fragment, our first big fusion. And I am so excited to get that underway. The Big Pig is soon to be in our grasp, ideally. So, without further ado, I'll see you in the next episode for the Mighty Ukko.